Okay, all right, welcome everybody. Gosh, thank you so much for being here. This has been an amazing last few months, and the last month have really been amazing. So much going on. I'm sure you're all kind of feeling the flow, experiencing a lot of clearing, going through some past lives, maybe seeing some interesting things. So much. But I've been called to do this. Because it feels like there's been a huge integration and with all the experiences that I've had in working with one and then two others, as well as we've been doing all kinds of different fun things from, again, past lives to working with the universal grid and indigenous peoples and so much more. But it's been very, very exciting. So I want to start this by doing a grounding for everybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a code in. There's a grounding code, and it's called the new grounding is what it's called. And it's beyond the, walk on the earth and feel it grounding, because this grounding is about bringing the cosmic to the earth. So we're the in between. So it's a different level of grounding. It's not what I always reference is kind of how we see it third dimensionally. It's more of a cosmic grounding, but of course it plays into all the elements as well: the air, the fire, the earth, and the water. So I'm going to share that code right now. Okay, so the other thing I would recommend on this when we're doing this is this is about the heart, and it's very focused on the magnetics of our heart, because that is our connection to both Gaia and both source. So in this, what we're going to go through, it's really truly about connecting to the heart. If you can sit up, if you can just feel into the heart and not focus on anything else going around, but just be in your heart, because that is where we're bringing in our higher self. And that is the focus here, to bring in the higher self to work with, because that is our God self. That is the pureness of our being. And that is what we want to focus on here, is the pureness of our being, our actual higher self. So we're going to ground in with Gaia on this and with the cosmic, the sky above. So I'm going to play the drum a little bit for this, and then we'll go into the series of light codes that have come through. Actually, the first 4 or 5 that are presented are from this time last year, and I'll mention that when we start. Let's just start with the grounding. Again, feel into your heart. I can't stress that enough, to feel into the heart and your higher aspect, your higher self in that place, as well as your connection to source, which is one of the same. Okay, I'm going to go into the light codes now. Hopefully everybody's feeling the grounding, feeling their heart. And as I go through the codes, there's not going to be any discussion on them. We're just going to go through them. And again, the focus is the heart and feeling all of these codes in your heart, just like pulling them into your heart space. Okay, so this is called the Codex of the Heart, back to love. 11, 11, 20, 22 equals 10 equals 1. First one is the actual theme of this series here. The first codes that I have here start a series that were done last year called The Path of the Heart. And this series actually was published on 11/11/21, which equals 9. So as I think I mentioned before, these light codes are kind of foundational, where they're creating this stream of energy. And as of maybe a year ago now, I've started adding codes back in. So we're building on these streams of energy now. So whereas we were on the path of the heart last year, we're now in the Codex of the Heart. So we're actually coding the heart for like a rebirthing, if you want to look at it that way. Okay, so this actual code is called Heart Trinity 888, and it is it's coming back to self is what the title of this one is. This code was actually it's also the background for the website, which is im12of12.com. And what came to me when this all came up was that we're basically, coming back to self, but the soul's path has always been to come back to love. So the love of self. So this is about that. This is as we come back into that, we come back into our true imprint, where the love of humanity with the love of earth, we start to feel that in such a deeper level, a kind of a source connection level. Okay, so just breathe these codes in, just really feel them into your heart space. Okay, the next code is an Arcturian symbol, and it's called Unconditional Love Broadcast. You'll notice in a lot of these light codes presented today, there's a Trinity that is forming. So that Trinity is the divine feminine, and it is the sacred masculine, and it is source light. So we are truly coming back into that oneness of ourself through these trinities. Feel a little bit of that broadcast if you can. I don't know about you guys, but my heart's pounding very hard. Okay, we'll go into the next one. This one is the heart alchemy. It is the universal charge. So we have a charge here. It's the universal charge. So it's charging through the universal grid. This, again, you see a Trinity here, and you see a Trinity in the triangles, and you also see the pentagram in the center here. So the heart, so we're creating now this heart alchemy as we're rebirthing us back into who we are. It's interesting on this one. There's 3 positive charges on this one and 1 negative. And there's some variations in some of the other codes on this. I can't tell you know exactly what that means, but just something to mention. Also in this code, you can see the Kundalini component of it. The thing about some of these codes, which is kind of dynamic, is that you can almost create a story with these codes. So they are sacred geometry, they're multi-dimensional. So a lot of people can see beyond the 3D flat version of these because they are multidimensional. So just some things to mention as you may see into that Kundalini aspect of this. This is called the dielectric field of the heart, the magnetism. This is like our heart coding. This is our heart coding to Gaia, that magnetism. You know, we were birthed through Gaia. We were obviously birthed through our mother's womb, but in the big picture of things, we are of Earth. We were birthed through her. So that's how we connect with her, is through our heart. Same way we connect, obviously through Source and our higher self and our team. You know, it's not about connecting through the head. It's that we're at this stage now. We've got to connect with our heart to bring online our higher self. We don't have to do anything, but that is where we are in this level. If we want to pursue that higher self connection much more. This light code is the last of that series from last year this time, and it's called the Infinite Heart Keystone 9. And when I see this and when I feel this, this code, it's like releasing the dove. We're like at a stage in our journey, in our evolution, that we are releasing the dove, the freedom, the sovereignty that we are. It is being released for us now to bring into fruition. I'm going to start now. I'm going to start with the new codes that came through. This one was some recent work that I've done with a couple of other folks. And then there's two after that that have come through specifically for this, this gathering, or this time, I should say. This new code is called Master Code, Activating and Completion. This was based on some portal work on the divine feminine, divine masculine in the Europe area, and bringing online the master codes that were anchored a long time ago. And when I say master codes, I've got them noted below. We're basically, and you'll see here in the Trinity, also in this this code, you also see the what's it called? Yeah, it's the Druid version of the Trinity. Triquetra. Okay, that's it. Triquetra. You'll see that here as well. So in the master codes, you know, you see them as going to 99, but they actually go back to 11. The code is coming back to its origination. So this is us completing. We are completing the cycle back in. Okay, if you just join, be sure and mute if you can, please. Where it's a representation of the full cycle. And, you know, you can see 11 also as the divine masculine, or the sacred masculine, and the divine feminine as well. It's part of the mother coding as well, like the primordial mother coding. So breathe this in. We're full circle. We have come full circle. I'm going to go to the next one. These next two are the new codes that have come through for today. This is called source code. I've got two codes that start with that. This is the second one, source code Pink Angel. water vessel hydrangea. So if you know the meaning of hydrangea, it's like water pitcher, like you pour a pitcher of water. So what came through for me is it's water vessel, because that is what we are, is a water vessel. We conduct the electricity that is needed in this vessel, the magnetism that is needed in this vessel to connect with source light and Gaia. So I also want to go on this one kind of back to when we were birthed in our mother's womb, and we can also see this in Gaia's womb. We're birthed, or we are created in a water vessel, which is our mother, and which is the sac, the water sac. And the first thing that creates from our body is our heart. So ultimately, we're rebirthing the heart in this series. We're going back to that connection, to that source, to that point of creation. Okay, I'm going to go to the last one here. So this code has been an interesting code for me, because it took me probably at least a month to actually get the information, which I had to go through a series of clearing and some other work to actually allow it to come through. It's an extremely powerful code, and it's basically, it's like the groundwork of from where we came and where we're coming back to. So you can see it, it's called First One. That's the name I've given it, the original imprint or original signature. I've created this code like it's an ancient door, if per se. I mean, you can see it as an ancient door. And you can also see as the lion heart, the golden lion, so much symbolism behind the lion, and even the representation of the lion heart, the courage that we've had to come here to do, to feel, to experience what we came here to experience, to basically rewrite history and to write history. So that takes a lot of courage, and we probably don't give ourselves too much credit on that, but it's time now. It's definitely time, because we've done that, or made that full circle. So what I'm going to say in this, I'm just going to say a few things in this code, and then I'm going to ask Cynthia, because she's one of our seers here. And we've been doing a lot of work together as well. And I'm going to go through a very short version of what this code is, or how you can see through this code, what you can see in this code. And then again, really sit in your heart with this code, because that's where we're headed into it. And I will, when I'm complete, I'll let Cynthia bring forward, because she can see other, like whether it's intergalactics or other beings that are here supporting us right now. We're all being extremely supported, obviously our own teams, and source light itself, much protection, much purity here. So let's start with this code. The original imprint is you. Okay, so this imprint decided to go on a journey, right? The journey was opening a lot of doors of creation. So you can see all of these as this journey. Again, it's a full loop, just like the master codes show. We're going through all these doorways that we've created for ourselves to have these experiences, to feel the opposite of love, to forget how to love ourselves, to have experiences and entanglements with others, to learn how to forgive again. I don't know that we ever knew what that really was in our original state. So as we've been on this journey for so long, this forgiveness has been one of the key, very, very key emotions or feelings to come forward to really be right with it, because within ourselves, within others, it's just so deep. It's so deeper than we can even imagine. So you've been going along here, creating all of these doorways of new creation to have all these experiences through the spiral of time. We've been doing this for eons of time, some of us. And so you're going to go in this full loop of the creation around where you came from, around the heart that was created as you. So you're going to continue that journey. And then you're going to come towards the end here, and you're going to remember that you do have a connection. You are connected, and you're going to feel into that connection here and now, that connection of the heart space. And you're going to remember that you are the lock and you are the key, and you have decided to now unlock what is yours to be. So you've come back to your imprint. You've come back to your original place of being, the original God spark that created you. And you're coming back into your wholeness and your fullness within your heart. And you're allowing that connection back into the heart, back into your higher self, back into your God or goddess self to be in this now. So give that just a minute. Just feel into that. And then I'm going to ask Cynthia to see what she wants to bring forward, or what beings may assist in bringing forward further information, further integration of these codes within our being, within our energetics. Or she may see something totally different that may support this.
All right. Let's focus on the violet flame deep within our heart. Breathe that in. With every breath, imagine that that violet light turns into a mist and fills your entire auric field. The light of mercy, the light of compassion, filling us. Yesterday, for the first time, I met an angel who wishes to step forward. And she is the angel of reconciliation. She represents the pulling together of every aspect of self in every incarnation, on every planet, every dimension, every universe, every expression of source itself that we have personally experienced as source. And it is the light of the heart of self-love, of self-forgiveness. When you forgive yourself, you forgive others. So imagine her as a pure, white, angelic being. You feel her energy almost like the energy of Mother Mary herself. Light, loving, nurturing. And she says, whenever you have doubt about self, whenever you are disappointed in self, call upon me. I will reconcile you. . And from here, we have the energy of the dove. And imagine these doves being released from inside of you. They fly out from your very core, out into the world, grabbing the sky, marrying the white of their feathers with the blue background. These are the colors of Mother Mary herself. This is a blessing. Thank you. And I am complete.
Nahona e shota hato hun me eke it ujata pechen. Namakona ijo ota hey nama ay. Tuja namahuna inamahala ujata inama utaana ujata hinama hey Hey, ay, 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 ay. Hey, ay, 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 ay. Nahu nama ona ijo ona heta behe ujata yanamahu inama alla ujata ate ujanamahu aito ona alla kuna shahi ona he una hena ujda akun namahuna hata ojapeto ona alla ta ijo ona mahai turna he na ujata tai namahona alla ijohuna ihana mahayata inama shuhai ta la una nohona shuta tijda pako nahena ma ayataku ne ijo ona mahayataku najata yata tujapaka nemeku na mahona tujda pakana ina tajda namahona inamahana posta tinahona ahe uta ayata tujapakina maha tujda ahe onamahota ha tujda o nehe ti ijon naha tijtapa onto inamaha ti eta tusha dakai unamaha
I'm completely gridded up and there's all sorts of codes coming in. So I'm just curious if anyone's experiencing anything else. I just have to lay still.
If anybody wants to speak of any experience they might have had, or feelings, sensations, downloads, past lives, you just never know what you might feel.
There was a lot happening for me throughout. And I don't remember which code it was, but there was so much energy from the heart up the throat, and then it split into a V, and then it was around the ears. So it was like there's two ovals around the ears, and then this V that came down, and then this huge like star with rays over the heart.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, Christy, I felt amazing clearing through my back space, like the back portal of my heart felt like an opening doorway. Just something released and felt like, and then this repeating code that I feel from an ancestral side that I felt before, a very old, and very loving and very supportive, like be there at my back, just working on me. It was just divine.
Excellent. Excellent. That's amazing. That's very cool. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank
It's been a definitely full circle of this was my first experience of you on 11/11 last year.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that last code that you shared, like oh my gosh, there was so much to it, so rich. And I was guided to pick up my tuning forks, and one is the earth one, and it's the same gold that's in the codes. And then my sun one, which is also in there. And there was something about that just like it felt like there were so many layers and levels to it. I don't even quite know how to, like, it felt like I could spend a lot of time with it and really go so much deeper. And I wanted to share with you, I had my Akashic records done yesterday for the first time, and I'm called to share this with you, that Nostradamus came up. Like, that is part of Nostradamus consciousness, and that was part of like my expression. And the purpose was constellations in the sky and cosmic blueprints. And so I had this experience of cosmic blueprints, like that's what's coming through, and what I was seeing, and that's created for forwarding the advancement of humanity. So thank you for that, because that's really what it's for, you know.
Good. Excellent.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Christy, this is Shauna too. I mean, it's so awesome. Everything that you did today is just exactly in line with what we're doing with Melchizedek and Cryon. Yesterday, they gave heart affirmation, Melchizedek, a heart affirmation, and said that this is, time for heartbreak, letting your heart shine through and really owning your physicality and being in this body here, and really just letting these things come up to the surface. And then is it Chris who did the channeling of the angel? Chris, did I get that name right?
That was Cynthia.
Cynthia, sorry.
Yeah.
The reconciliation. I mean, we're all about this right now. All the channeling I've done lately has talked about reconciliation. So this is just 100% in alignment with what's going on energetically with the folks I'm working with in the collective. So just more confirmation. And I thought the codes were so powerful. And so was your light language. Just so, it's so, what is the word? Grounding's not even the word. It's just like, it's so perfectly clear and concise, and just it just is. It has this presence. But my heart was gonna bust out of my chest there a few times. So thank you so much, Christy.
You're welcome.
That's exactly where we need to be right now.
Yeah, it's so true. And the mention about, because I mentioned briefly the journey the last few months especially, is seeing these past lives and feeling into them, and at some point, saying I do not concede with events that might have taken place at that time. So we traveled back in time to be able to say that, to change that pattern that has been happening over many, many lifetimes, and the emotions that came with that our bodies have held. I mean, it is hard to comprehend of 25,000 years ago, your body here today is still holding those emotions. I mean, it's like, what?
Back to time as being not real,
Yeah.
honestly. That stuff, I can't hardly get it. I really can't, but mind blowing.
It is mind blowing. And so seeing that, I mean, and this is like the lessons, right? This is also the lessons that you go back to the origination of that past life where it started, and then you think of this lifetime where it's still repeating. So you can imagine how many other lifetimes you've had where it's been repeating, and this is the lifetime that you're clearing it.
Yeah, all the light workers are carrying such ancestral, huge burdens, energetic burdens.
Yes.
And now's the time, because these cycles are clear, they're done here on Earth.
Yeah.
The ability to work at this level and learn lessons and balance your karma at this level is done with the ascension. So it is just like, it's go time. And the stuff that everybody's carrying that's ancestral, forget your past lives. Like, we're talking about other people, other souls and other, the other facets of our monad, this is heavy right now. And now's the time to clear. Now's the time, the beautiful time to do this.
That's right. It is actually taking that imprint that we sparked out and rebirthing it. We're rebirthing it back to that purity that we started with. I mean, that we've done the full circle. We're back now. We're rebirthing that purity of our heart. Very, very important right now.
The purity of the heart. I think that's a wonderful phrase. Purity of the heart. I love that.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shauna.
Yeah.
I have a question, Christy, about the last symbol in the series, and off to my left, the handle. I've seen similar images like that. Can you tell us what that is, what that's called?
I don't know what that is called, that handle on that. That is an ancient door. They actually said that door was from Cologne Cathedral, which is one of the sites that I've been working with some others. And I don't see that on the front door, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's a side door or something like that. But it's probably something that existed back in at some point, when it kind of was angelic with wings sort of looking figure. But I don't know what it is, what it's called.
And what came to mind, it feels like it might be what's called the Griffith.
Yeah.
That's the, yeah.
That's,
Is that right? Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, anybody else?
I just want to say one thing about releasing the current times and the past. And so all I can say, it's been one hell of a ride. I mean, it's been very challenging, and I didn't know better. I was attempting to protect myself from something that I didn't know about, and that's come to the surface now. And yeah, so I get it. It's just been really
It's time to release it
physical,
all.
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like this package has been ripped open, and it's huge. So
Yeah. Yes. I'm just reading because I know Nitu cannot speak where she is because it's loud, but she said as soon as light language finished, the whole choir sang. She said an angel has landed. And then she said at the door light code is our ancestors. So that makes a lot of sense. Our ancestors waiting there for us, as we have been around, through all of our creations.
Well, I just wanted to share that during the meditation, I really took the violet flame and held it in my heart. And with each breath I took in, it expanded into my field. And with each exhale, I put it out into the toroid around us. And it reminded me of the light code. I think the one you showed a while ago it was greenish in color, but the symbolism was largely a lot like a toroid field. And so that was the one of all the codes that struck out most to me while you were showing them. So I used that as sort of a template during the meditation. And also during that time, I connected with the angel of reconciliation. I don't think we were given a name, but since it invited us to connect, I asked that angel to come in and reconcile things within me, especially anything that's incongruent and in need of transmutation or reconciliation in terms of my own heart. And so I took that violet flame and I sort of sent it and circulated it throughout my entire toroidal field, representing all levels of our being. So I don't know if you could see me on the camera when we were doing that, but a lot of times when I go deep in my own meditations, I'll start to kind of do this sway kind of thing. It just began spontaneously. And it was nice. I didn't really want to come out of it. But that was my experience with what Cynthia led us through. Thanks, Cynthia.
Good. Yeah. And that is the name of the angel of reconciliation.
Okay, good to know.
Anybody else?
Here, I got a grid and there's all sorts of activity going on, and I'm just kind of laughing because nobody's seeing anything. Cynthia, do you have anything? I know you can usually see what's going on. I can't move. There's a lot going on.
I don't have any answers for you. I'm sorry. The energy just felt so nice. I just wanted to sit in it and experience it. So my consciousness was really focused on feeling that in all of my bodies.
Yeah.
Because it's the closest thing to love I think I've ever felt is that light when it comes through, when it's So nurturing and beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your reconciliation angel was lovely.
Yes.
Well, there's a reason that she showed up yesterday for the first time, and I took note of it because it's the first female angel I've ever met. All of the angels I've ever met have been, the sacred and divine masculine. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Is anybody else that hasn't spoke want to express anything that they've experienced?
Yeah,
Paul?
hopefully you guys can hear me because it's cutting in and out, but if I cut out, somebody raise their hand. So I thought it was really interesting as we were grounding in, I connected with two of my higher aspects, one of which is Draco and one of which is Arcturian. And I said, I want to form a trinity through my heart. And then I found it so interesting when you started talking about all the light codes, everything was about a trinity and so on. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm on the same page. During the light language itself, it just felt for me very smooth, very loving, a very peaceful place. And since it's finished, my heart's been almost pounding since. So I find that kind of interesting. And it still feels very strong. So I don't know, I guess that is.
I think you're integrating this. That light code. Beautiful, Paul. That's amazing. Very cool. Mine is still pounding too. Yeah, I'm definitely still feeling it in my heart. Anything else, Paul, did you want to say, or you're good? I think your connection might.
May I share an image? And I
Catherine,
got
can
this
you
part
hold
of meditation some months ago.
Can you hold on?
Okay.
We're going to let anybody that hasn't spoken. Yes. Lori, did you want to share? You're on mute. Oh, she can't unmute. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, sometimes that happens. Okay. Anybody else that hasn't shared? Okay, cool. Okay, Catherine, what were you going to say?
I'd like to share an image that was given to me by one of our fellow students of the light. And essentially, it is a toroidal field. And so essentially, the idea is to bring the upper one, which is gold, and the lower one coming up, and it's blue from the earth. Hope you can see it. There's probably way too much light here.
Yeah, no, we can't see it. Oh, well, maybe a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a little bit. Yes, that's the toroidal field. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So there we go.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the idea. And so essentially, there's one above and one below. The gold is above and the blue is above. The gold is above and the blue is below. And so essentially, the toroidal field comes from the top, above the heart, and the below goes below the heart. So and they're moving. They're moving like that. So I thought that would be important to share. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
Christy, I think I'm unmuted. Maybe.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a stuck mute thing. Thank you so much. It was just beautiful. And Cynthia, I really loved your violet flame. And I work with Mother Mary, and she was just the white doves flying out from the heart to the whole world was just such a beautiful visual. and to experience. I didn't want to come out of any of it, but I wanted to just share couple things. One on the light code, Christy, that had the lion at the door.
Yes.
So what came through were you were talking about it being the first one, which the first one, I had kind of little whisper in my ear from the Lyrans, since they were the original human geneticists, and they're kind of a lion-shaped head, so they wanted to kind of come in and say, yeah, we're
Nice.
here, and
Nice.
and we love the lion door. It looks a lot like some of us. So that was one thing, and then the other thing on there was a spiral, I believe, on the image that you had, kind of looked like a Fibonacci or
yeah, that was
spiral.
the spiral time is what that was a reference to.
Yeah, sort of like the Metatronic geometry, sacred geometry, which we're in this year, I believe, going into next November. Some feel that spiral is reversing, and so the ascension, it's really going to be a bifurcation at that point. I think a lot of us are feeling the bifurcation now.
Yeah.
But that spiraling, those of us who are choosing to ascend, it spirals upward or, elevates. And so that was really powerful in that image that you shared,
Cool.
Christy. So those
Great.
were that, and the other image with the hydrangea definitely felt the angelic kingdom imprint and the angel of reconciliation. Thank you, Cynthia, so much. What a beautiful being to have her come through and be able to work with her. I thought that was really beautiful and special. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Lori.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Anybody else before we end the call? Well, I'm very, very grateful for all of you for being here.
Yes,
Yes.
I just wanted to thank you for the beautiful
Good.
images.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you too, Cynthia. It was beautiful. They're out of this world, those codes, and thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Orv. Thank you for being here.
Wow. So if y'all sign up, I'll just be hanging out here. Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful.
Great. All right. Okay. Well,
Thank you all.
feel your heart all
Thank you
day
all.
today, because yeah, I think you're going to be processing some coding and activations, and obviously it all takes time, but yeah, it felt like a big activation today. So we'll see where we go from here. Love you all. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
creating this and hosting this and just listening to
You're
create the space for us to come together.
You're
Super
welcome.
Thank you,
powerful.
Christy.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
so
you
much,
all.
everybody.
Greetings,
Beautiful
everyone.
energy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Blessings.
Blessings.